All right, all right, all right, all right. Again, it's good to see you guys. Hope you had a great week. I've had a very interesting week. I call it Customer No Service Week. I don't know what's going on, but it's just I'm getting more and more issues when it comes down to customer service. I don't know what's going on. And in the news, there's a lot of issues with customer service. So it doesn't just affect me, it affects a lot of people, all different cities all around the world. So I will be sharing a little bit of that and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. My customer service experience. Woo, child. Let's see where I can start. Because I had three that I'm going actually two I'm going to share with you tonight. Um, the first one is the package delivery service that my building have. And I've been having some issues with them, but it is getting worse each and every time. I had a package on, let's see, today is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. I had a package on Wednesday. And I got the notification and it's asked me to schedule when I would like to receive it. So I schedule it the following day and I schedule it for the last window, which was 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. I get a notification at 8:34 p.m. stating, "We're sorry, Miss Willie, but there is no available time at this time, so you need to pick another time." I'm like, what? There's no available time at this time? What are they talking about? I scheduled this yesterday. You wait 34 minutes into the time slot that I chose the day before to say that there is no time available. Pick another time. So I emailed the company. I tagged in the person I spoke with the week before because I had an issue with them holding my package for over 9 hours. And I tagged her in. And then I think I tagged someone else in I spoke with a few months before that. And I let them know that I'm not sure what's going on, but this is getting worse. I don't know why. And I got the corporate answer the last time. And I'm still waiting for the lady to get back to me because she asked me how can she help me. And I told her how she could help me. You can give me a courtesy credit. And she stated that particular program that they were offering a gift card, they no longer had that. And I said, no worries. What do you have in place of that? And I'm still waiting on an answer. And it's been, it's been a week now. I'm still waiting on an answer. So I made sure to tag her in and also to say maybe she's investigating that too. And I can't wait for to find out what you're going to give me because you're going to give me the corporate answer again. We're going to have to escalate this even more. So I got an email today saying that it has been escalated and someone will get back in touch with me, which means next week sometime. No worries. Tell you. Why would you give the person that corporate answer? I don't like the corporate answer. Everyone has a corporate answer, mission statement, and I can just go to the website and read it. And if you repeat that to me, that's just a slap in the face. I don't like that. Then my second um, thing that I ran into, which actually I wrote down three things, but is two customer service issue. The second one was what I mentioned is a silent transaction. I don't know if you've heard that before from me. I have mentioned it. And me and my friend call it the silent transaction, which means we're in line. When we get to the register, the person does not speak to us. They do not tell us the price. They don't ask us paper, plastic, credit, debit. They don't say anything to us. When it's time to pay, they won't tell you slide your card or not. They don't say anything. So we noticed this about, shoot, I think we noticed this a good 20 years ago. So we sometimes we'll text each other, girl, I had a salad transaction. So I had one on yesterday, Thursday. I went to, what is it, Bath and Body Works. And I had a coupon for a free item. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And when it was my turn, I stepped up. The guy did not speak to me. He didn't offer me a bag, because they always offer if you want to buy a bag. He didn't ask me if I found everything all right today, because I know their script. I know their script. And the guy said nothing to me. So I'm trying to figure out what's up with this silent transaction. Now, I will say, normally it is from a Black female. From the age of, it can range anywhere from 25 up to about maybe age 50. I would say somewhere up in there. But this guy was a Spanish guy. He was fluffy, and I think he was gay. I'm not for certain, but I was wondering, I'm like, what is it about me? Why did you do that to me? I don't know, but I really wanted to know. But I walked away and said, okay, that's on you, sir. It's no big deal. I got my free item. I'm gone. Thank you. And then this weekend, school time, back to school. So they're having a Bud Billington parade where you'll see all the aldermen out there, which you don't see but once a year. So they'll be out there creeping around, waving at folks and telling you, hey, don't forget the primaries are coming up soon. Vote for me. No, I'm not going to. Go away. So I just wanted to mention that. All right. So without further ado, I think what we'll do is go ahead and play the intro, and then we'll get started in the show. Yes, we will. So today, here we go.
Because stupid is and stupid does. And if you're stupid every day, you're never going to learn nothing. I'm challenging anybody to know, whether they're white, black, male, Asian, Puerto Rican, or Haitian, in any manosphere, in any male group, any of you pick-me's, drop their channel link so I can go get some inspiration and motivated. I don't want to hear about this getting money shit, because we in a session and liquidity is drying up to including YouTube. I'm watching you. You ain't eating like you once did 90 days ago, 6 months ago, and it's going to get worse. And you know it. I asked your ass months ago, what are you damn stupid Negroes going to do when YouTube experiences its first economic recession? We could fully monetize these channels with Super Chats, AdSense, and Cash App. This will be the first economic correction, and liquidity is going to dry up up to including Cash Apps. I hope you men and women invest it wisely. I hope you have a plan. And if your ego is so big to think people are going to give a fuck, this is why black women don't do this. Oh, these hyenas doing that. 6 months from now, you one of the most stupidest motherfuckers I ever met in my damn life. And I don't mess with stupid motherfuckers.
We know the truth of what you really want to do. All this live stream talking, not telling truth. Quote and stack like those numbers make it a fact. Those women never would have picked you even where you're at. Winter's here and it's here for you indefinitely. You turn your back on your own damn community. We see your comments in the chat and it's hate speech. You mad at women cause they didn't choose you in their sheets. Name your doctor writing scripts cause the dosage off. Flipping a script, women winning talking about they lost. It's been 4 years you've been hanging in these YouTube streets. Congratulations, you just earned your bachelor's degree. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks,
You wanna clap them cheeks. 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 Those red pills never done nothing for you. I hear Red Bull is on sale, won't you pick up too? Speaking of which, your godfather is dead and gone. No more new quotes for you to carry on. Flip the channel, keep on searching and don't be sad. Never cry about something that you never had. It's been 4 years you've been hanging in these YouTube streets. Congratulations, you just earned your bachelor's degree. You wanna clap them cheeks. 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 You wanna clap them cheeks.
Greetings, greetings. Welcome, lovely Ruby. How are you?
Now, first of all, I'm starting off totally different this week, y'all, because I decided to go and accept the invite / challenge to address our haters. Char, I did.
You did.
I know. What a waste of my life. No, I'm kidding. But no, for real, I did. And there's a couple things that were brought up, and I wanted to address one of them right now. The first one is this. If you just got here, you got here towards the end, and you would just want to click on it because you want to be like, I'm gonna prove that this is all hate this and that. I just want you to rewind to the start of the song and then listen to the song. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all something about Char. Okay, in the rap game, you've got 2 different styles. I'm sure you have more than 2 different styles, but back in my day, this was the big debate. Okay, you had the Tupac rappers, and then you had the Biggie Smalls rappers, right? So the Biggie Smalls ones, they're all about dropping random one-liners, right? Or maybe for a couple bars, it's like it's all one thought, but then it kind of switches up a lot. Or then there's Tupac, who tells a whole story. And every single verse is the same story. Like Baby Don't Cry is the whole life story of a girl from when she's a girl to when she's like, way past the wall kind of thing, right? Char, you are a Tupac rapper. Because I'm like, how are y'all missing what the song is really about, right? They decided this song was about everything other than what it was about. And I'm like, what? And I realized, I was listening to it, I'm like, it's because Char's telling a story. She's telling a story about this one, let's say it's one person. Just to, and you're rapping about this one guy who's been here for 4 years. He earned his bachelor's degree in YouTube streets, right? He's not, he don't know nothing about rhetoric or this or that, whatever, except for whatever he just repeats from the most popular person, most recently The Godfather, right? This is why Kevin Samuels was mentioned. Not because we're making fun of Kevin Samuels, no, because how many times has everyone, criticized the fact that people are just sitting there taking lines and regurgitating them, and that's all. They don't have their own thoughts, right? And so anyway, so you get your bachelor's degree in YouTube streets, but all you are is mad. You just mad. You just mad and hating. And so everything you say comes out of your mouth is mad hate. It's not, valid. It's not red pill. It's mad haters. That's all she's like. It's so common sense to me. And then I realized something. Some people, Char, don't like to listen and they don't like to think. And I thought I was being a little harsh, And then I realized it. Right? Them folks, they're just the type who like to listen to the Biggie Smalls folks, right? So they listen for the one-liner. And then when they hear the one-liner, they're okay with thinking about the one-liner out of context. But there's a context, y'all. There's a context. So shout out to those of you who know how to listen to a whole song in context. Extra shout out to Emmanuel Briggs because you're hilarious, and I still am laughing from last week. And yeah, how you doing today, Shar?
I am doing very well, and I do understand people don't listen, and I also understand that people don't really know how to comprehend
Oh.
and critically think, and I'm okay with that. You know, that's a person's plight. They'll have to get better at it, and when it comes down to art, songs, and different things, you have to look at it, analyze it, because just think about it. You have a piece of art. To you, it may look like crumbled up aluminum foil. Someone else sees something totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Same with songs.
Right.
It's totally different. I had not even used the man's name. But like I said, you have to think and you have to listen. So if if you don't get it, that's fine with me. You know,
That's
I'm
what I'm
lyrically
saying.
challenged anyway. So a lot of songs I didn't get to 10 years, 20 years later. So I'm okay with it.
Girl, I was gonna say honestly, I don't listen well to rap. I have to really hyper focus. So today I hyper focused because even though I knew the gist, right? And I know you too, I speak to you, so I know what it's about, right? But I'm like, I didn't hyper focus. So like every time I listen, I kind of catch a new little bit and I laugh at it. Today's the first time I hyper focus from beginning to end. And that's I'm like, oh, she's a Tupac rap. Okay, I got it, right? That was the first thing I had to point it out because I'm like, uh, all the things that they were saying, I'm like, maybe they're right. Maybe she did mention him by name. Maybe she said Red Bull and she was this and she was. I don't know honestly because I don't like. I'm listening to the point. I'm not really listening to like hyper, point out little things because isn't like the point is what's supposed to matter, not like the fact that you can take these three words out of context and then totally slander someone's character for those three words. I don't know. That's just me though. Call me crazy, but I would rather judge people based on what they actually said and what they actually meant versus on how those three words in what they said made me feel today. That's all I'm saying.
In all thy getting, get an understanding.
Mm, mm. There you go. That's it. I'm done. Listen, y'all. Y'all know me, okay? Y'all know me. I am not going to sit there and rehash out the whole thing, okay? Call people by name. I'm not going to do that because that was not my point. That's never what I was here for. That's not what Char's here for. So, I know some of y'all are like, oh, she's about to say some shit. Why would you think that? Since when has that ever happened? Y'all are silly. Come on, I'm 38 years old now, y'all. I'm too old for this shit. I just say it. I'm so far past the wall. The wall came smack me in my face. I am still on the ground. I ain't got time for all of that. I have to try to pick myself up after the wall hit me, So come on.
Child, yeah, God bless people. That's all I could say. I wish them the best, that things work out for them and they have a healthy life. That's what's important.
Facts. Can I say one more thing? It's a really quick thing.
Sure.
So I don't know if y'all know this. I'm sure you do because I'm sure I mentioned it every week. But this dude messed up my house and it's now been 6 weeks and I'm still dealing with it. So to get through that, I watch marathons of whatever show. It could be someone's channel. It could be whatever. And it just plays all day until I run out of episodes to watch. So I've been watching Dr. Phil lately. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, this is hilarious. Okay, this is like 80-something-year-old white woman, okay? And this woman made it onto the Dr. Phil show because customer service is ignorant, right? And so she signed herself up for a bundle, her and her husband, of cell phone, internet, and cable. And they're forced to this one company in her area. And then they came and basically they messed up. Like they only installed the internet. They didn't install a phone and cable. And then, she called, she complains, whatever. They come out, they fix the cable. They still don't install a phone. And it's her and her elderly husband in this house alone. And she's already had a heart attack. Like they needed access to a phone. So she goes and brings herself down to go try to talk to these people who mostly ignore her for 2 hours, then go put her on a bench for 2 hours, then tell her, sorry, the manager went home for the day. Remember, she came in asking to speak to the manager. And she's like, yo, these people aren't going to ignore me. So she goes home, she calls, whatever, not getting a satisfactory answer. So she picks up a hammer, okay? And she tells her husband, she said, come on, babe, we need to go for a drive. And he said, now the husband's like, yo, I really didn't process what was happening. I didn't. I don't know. I know she took the hammer. I didn't put two and two together. So they get back to the place now, right? She asked for a manager again. They try to tell her she needs to go sit on the bench again. She's like, I already been there and done that. I need to speak to a manager. They don't want to listen to her. So she takes the hammer and just starts smashing up their phones, their keyboards, their everything, just starts smashing stuff up. She's like, well, if I don't have a phone, then y'all won't have a phone. And then she's sitting there smashing, and then she's like, are you guys paying attention to me now? You know what these people told her to do? They asked her to just have a seat in the hallway. I swear to God, sure it is. Like, customer service don't care. Yes.
What the world?
It's like someone comes with a hammer. They're irate to the point where they're smashing up your stuff. And then you ask them again to go sit down on the bench in the hallway that created the problem to begin with. I don't know. Right? So, of course, police got called, blah, blah, blah. Her husband, for their like 40th wedding anniversary, made her a pin. It was made out of gold, and it's in the shape of a hammer. She made it to the Dr. Phil show, okay? So it's a great story. So I feel you. I feel you on the customer service thing. But you know what? It's such a worldwide universal problem that it made it to the Dr. Phil show. And when she was telling her story, everyone just cheered. Right? Like, so the customer service is infuriating. That's just what it is.
It is. I haven't had enough. But it's like that all over. And that's pretty much what the show is going to be about. You're going to see a lot of customer service stuff. And I think we'll have a good time.
All right.
Okay. So on the screen, I have a recall, and I have put the links in the chat box for you. Because there is 32 drinks added to a massive beverage recall. And the list, 85 drinks.
Damn.
That is ridiculous. That is totally ridiculous. Totally. And it's just too long to list. And Lion Magnus, I had no idea they had something to do with, where's my thing at? Because I have a drink in here I use. Well, I don't use it. Let me show you. Give me 1 sec. Organic Valley, I don't use the milk part of it, but I do use the creamer.
Oh.
I do use the creamer. So I'm like, hey, I think I better get that list out there so you guys can see if anything that you're drinking or you're using is on here. Because they're saying stop using it immediately. And there's different problems with I don't even know how to pronounce this. I meant to look it up earlier. But it may cause severe form of food poisoning, and the symptoms can appear within 6 hours after eating or drinking contaminated products. But they can also appear up to 2 weeks. So, hey, that's a long time. And the symptoms can include double vision, blurred vision, droopy eyelids, slurred speech, difficulty swallowing, and muscle weakness. So you guys check that out and see if there's any drink that you're using. And they're telling you to take it back to the store, get a refund, or just toss it. So just please do check this out because this list is long.
It's extensive. I mean, it's protein shakes, right? It's almond milk and coconut milk. It's regular milk products. It's Pediasure or Pedialyte and like Ensure, but for the tube feeding. I mean, this can literally affect. I mean, it's a terrifying list. It really is, because it's not like, oh, well, if you don't drink, milk, then you're good. If you don't drink this, then you're good. Like, no, you're not good. This is so many different brands, company, like, oh my God, it's terrifying. And, they said, because I looked up that bacteria too. Because I'm like, what the hell is that? I've never even heard of this. It's like salaziki or something. I don't know. It's some weird word, right? So I looked it up, and it said that this bacteria grows in very dry, and I think they said hot conditions, right? So I think what happens is they use powdered milk or powdered milk substitute. Like, they use powdered things to make all of these different types of products, right? So that's why I say, you think about a protein shake, of course there's powder in that, right? It's,
Right.
protein powder or creamer, powdered milk, this powder, so I think that's what it is. And then they didn't realize how many things it was affecting, because apparently this is the same bacteria that was in the formula recall. So, with the same company, mind you. So,
Right.
yeah. So pretty much everything that this umbrella company has ever touched, even if it's not on this list, just stop consuming it right now, because they clearly have a problem. Clearly.
Okay. You see the word lions, just run. I don't want
Right? Damn.
to run. Go the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So customer service night. That's what I call this night. But let's see what happens here. This story here is about, let's see. Woman attacks cashier after being told she had too many items for self-checkout.
Oh no.
Yeah. So we're going to take a look and see how she handled that, Yeah.
Oh no, they're gonna tell me I'm caping for the sisterhood. I already know, because I already feel this one. I'm like, listen, when I go to self-checkout, it's because I hate everybody today. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to whatever. Now you're gonna come bother me? Oh, I already feel it. I feel it. Okay, let's go, Char. I feel
All
it.
right. Here we go.
That worker is still pretty shaken
And I
up.
don't
She
hear
was left
nothing.
with some injuries after that attack.
If
The
I don't hear
sheriff's-
it on my end, I know you don't hear it on yours.
I
Why?
heard it.
Oh, you did? I don't hear it on my end. Okay,
That's weird.
well, I'll just play it then. I'm good.
says there's no justification for what happened here, and the person responsible needs to be off the street.
Somebody out there knows who did this.
Oakland County Sheriff Mike Bouchard is talking about this woman. She's wanted for beating up a cashier at the Meyer on Marketplace Circle in Rochester Hills, set off over using the wrong checkout line.
She had way too many items for that self-scanner for that section. And so the employee, the cashier, said, you can't scan those here. And she clearly wasn't happy with what she was told.
Bouchard says the woman, who was with two young girls, followed the cashier into the bathroom, kicked open the stall, causing the metal door to hit the cashier's head, and then attacked her after she came out.
Grabbed her by the hair, threw her to the ground, repeatedly punched her. It was so violent, actually, there was a clump of the victim's hair on the ground that our deputies recovered.
Shoppers are stunned.
It's never that serious. Just put your items and go.
It is kind of scary. If that's going to happen at the Meyer, what do you expect later?
Bouchard says outbursts of this sort, while rare, seem to be happening more and more across the country.
Well, I think a lot of people are feeling more tense. They felt anxiety. They felt isolated. And so we're seeing anger in general, depression in general have risen. But that's...
I hope I stopped it in the right spot, but I remember he was speaking about his opinion of what he thinks going on. Did I stop it in the right spot?
I think so.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. I just remember his hands, but yeah, I don't know. I have some ideas as well. So let's see what our opinions are. And welcome to the panel, Vanna and Dr. Petty Dre. How are you
Hey,
doing?
girl. Oh my God, Dre! Long time.
Hey, Trey.
What's up?
Greetings.
Enjoying my petty summer, being petty. You know,
Yes.
spreading. Yeah.
It's a birthday miracle, y'all. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell y'all. Listen. Okay. Obviously, she went too far.
Right.
Obviously, I'm not gonna say that she didn't go too far, right? But there are certain factors I have to ask. Like, for example, did she start scanning before this person decided to tell her that she has to cancel the whole thing and go somewhere else? That's question one, right? And question two, how did she say it? I know. I'm not, again, not justifying that you then follow the chick into the bathroom. No, right? But I do think that, just like the rude customer service chicks, honestly, that face on the screen kind of reminds me of the ones who sit at the cash register and feel they can give you all the attitude in the world, be ignorant as hell, right? Slam things into your hand or on the counter, just be disrespectful for no good reason because they feel like they're protected in a way because they have the uniform on or they're behind the register or whatever. That happens in all industries, right? And I'm like, sometimes the folks in customer service, I get it. Maybe you're having a hard day, so on and so forth. But like, that's not my problem, right? So it's like sometimes they're really ignorant. And I'm like, I think about me. I'm already I don't even want to say hello to people today, right? Even if the other things are free, I don't want to have to speak to you. So I'm going to go over here, just mind my own business, and go on. And then you want to come and bother me, especially if I already started scanning or whatever, then you say it with your little snarky attitude and your little stupid snarky face, right? And all I really want to do is punch you in the face. And so I kind of get the impulse. I get the feeling, right? Did she go too far? Yes, obviously. It doesn't matter how much you don't like someone's words. You're not allowed to follow them into the bathroom and jump them. But
nope, Ruby. I'm gonna say this, right? Okay, if you look at that picture, that woman already looked like she got that look on her face. If they caught that look, that's the look of these little kids getting on my nerves, and because of laws, I can't whip their ass, and they doing too much. And it's hot. Right? It's hot. Like look, it's hot. It's hot. I got these two little kids. They're getting on my nerves. I can't snatch them up. You know what I mean? I can't snatch their soul out their body. And then I'm out the door. I'm getting out the door, and I'm just trying to get out of here. And you gonna come over and tell me you can't scan these items here. You ain't gonna give me an alternative. I'm halfway out the damn door, right? You know I'm buying food for the whole goddamn month at one time, right? Nigga, I got 2 shopping carts, right?
Right.
Now you gonna start telling me, and I'm like, okay, so where can I do? Well, you gonna have to go to the back of the line. Oh, I'm not gonna go sit on the bench like the old little white lady and come back with the hammer. Right? You know what I'm saying? And then I'm pretty sure old girl gave us a mouth, right? And she was talking to her like she was talking to somebody in the comment section on social media. But the difference is I'm in arm's reach of you, and then you talking to me crazy, and I'm in front of my kids. So my kids looking at me like, "Uh-oh, what you gonna do, mom?" And you know what she said? Okay, cool. You ain't gonna do nothing. And she walked off and went in the bathroom. And surprise, you know what I'm saying? Kicking the door. Mock, put them paws on her, right? Work her ass out. You know what I'm saying? In the bathroom, right? She worked out in the bathroom. Now, if Mom Dukes here would have took them little kids in the bathroom and worked their ass out, maybe she wouldn't have took it out on old girl. But she was just there to get it. Me personally, I said this. When people go back outside, y'all need to watch how you talking to people. You ain't talking to them like they can't touch you no more.
That's
need
true.
to be extra careful. She got that look on her face, like she got that Florida Evans damn look. Like she about to throw some paws. Like at the drop of a hat, it's too hot. It's too hot.
Right.
It's too hot. Listen, me personally,
it's true though. It's like the McDonald's situation we were talking about last week, right? It's the same thing I said. Like y'all don't realize, like on one side, okay, was the response acceptable? No. But y'all don't realize sometimes, like y'all are too busy on the internet and thinking that the way you interact on the internet with your little keyboard warrior self
Mhm.
applies to reality. And you forget how to therefore evaluate the person standing in front of you before you do some dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's what it is. Because I probably could have looked at that mama and said, yeah, she probably do have some thug sons, right? Some vicious little daughters and whatever. Nah, is she really worth disrespecting right now? Because she really seems like the kind of woman who's got time, and so do her kids. So it's like, no, I'm not going to make fun of her today. I'm going to be extra sweet and special. I'll wait for her to leave. She can't see me no more, and then make fun of her. You know what I mean? Like, it's just sometimes you have to evaluate your situation. And I think that our couple years away from customer service has, unfortunately, people have lost that skill, that life skill, that very valuable life skill of learning how to evaluate that chick's face right there and say, you should just give her a warning, ma'am. Okay, just to let you know, this one that you're at, for these two right here, they're normally 10 and under items or whatever it is, right?
Right.
Obviously, you've got a lot more. You can still use the self-checkout, but next time, right, just use one of the machines over there, right? That's all you had to do. Give her the warning. She'd probably still give you some sass back. You know what? Walk away this time. Do you know what I mean? Just walk away. Look at that face. Walk away. I can see it in her face. She will whoop her mama right now. You see those eyes? Come on now. Stop it.
Look, and they can't,
Yeah,
and
I'm
here's-
gonna agree.
oh, I'm
I
sorry,
think.
Wanda, go ahead.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
No, I think she did say something to her smart because the lady got her by herself. She just waited. She's like, oh, okay. And she followed her to the bathroom, waited till she could get that girl by herself, and then she whooped on her. Yeah,
Mhm.
I would have to agree that the girl probably got smart. I mean, she's probably young. I mean, if nowadays, I mean, these people don't care anymore. They don't care. They don't care how they talk to you, how they approach you, what your plight is, who you are, where you came from. They don't care. And so that lady probably said in any kind of way, and was probably very rude, and not using her customer service skills,
Yep.
which is how we started this whole stream about customer service, you know?
Mhm.
You know what, Vonda? I'm gonna say this. You don't mess with no woman that look like she just wake up in the morning fighting everybody in the neighborhood. She looked like if Esther from Fred Sanford had a kid.
Mm. Watch your sucker.
You just got them people that she just waiting to throw some hands, and she plotted on it. She caught it. Fresh. She beat her in the bathroom. She was up there on, the bathrooms, the public bathrooms is nasty. She beat her down in the toilet. Oh Lord! Imagine her going back to work after that. We told you stop running your mouth. Everybody giving her that look like, ooh, and they can't find her. They can't listen. You can't find this woman. You got a whole picture of this woman. Listen. If the woman she beat up was like somebody that people like, oh, they would have found this woman. Some white person would have snitched on, right? The fact of the matter is that they can't find this woman, and they got her photo up, and they looking for her. She did a public service that day. Yes, she did.
Yep.
She did the
Yep.
Lord's work. She worked her ass to.
Yeah,
It's been a few days.
coworkers know
Probably.
if you're annoying or not. They definitely know.
Mhm.
Look, and ain't nobody try to help her or nothing.
It's coming though. They gonna find her. They gonna
Look,
find her.
Now I did notice Char had to find the video where they kept showing the back of the man butt cheeks in them tight ass pants.
No.
Why they keep taking them? They couldn't get another angle of the brother holding the thing. They had the man out there, he out there sweating like he about to sell a bean pie. It was hot out there.
He had to hurry up. He had to hurry up and get there.
Yeah. This my favorite right here. Yeah. Let's get it.
Now this one was sent to me courtesy of Oni the Ghost. Thank you so much. And let's see what happens here. I got something to say about this one for sure. Here we go. Hope I can hear it this time.
You haven't lost your mind. Don't touch me ever in your life. You touch me first, and then you got in my face. Don't ever invade my personal space. Get out of my face! No, I'm not. You fucking faggot! I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. You're touching me again. You're touching me again. You're touching me again. It's all on you. It's surely, but you in my personal space. You're in my personal space. You're in my personal space. Stay out of my personal space. She's touching me. She's touching me. And I'm telling you, don't put, she can't put her hands on me. Oh, wait.
Okay, stop that!
No, get the fuck everybody back off from me! This bitch
No, watch out, man. You ain't gonna fight that woman, bro. You're not gonna fight that woman.
You got the wrong person.
Don't fight that woman, bro.
You got the wrong person. Bitch, put my hands on.
Hey, relax.
But it's funny, she ran though. She left out. She didn't want to say the fight. Wasn't that something?
Oh no. When he Ike turned her ass back to the Caucasus Mountains.
No, but you want to fight, and I'm gonna do this, and you with that. No, just stay there. Let's see these last few seconds here.
Mm-hmm.
Relax.
I fight whoever.
Take a deep breath.
Put your hands on me. I fight whoever. Put your hands. I fight whoever. Knock your bitch ass out. Knock me out. Knock me out. Knock me out.
Okay.
Knock me out. You saw what she did. You haven't lost your mind.
Now I'm with him. You saw what she did.
Yep.
You saw exactly what she did.
Yep.
And
I hope that's her man. He just,
no.
That's
you know
Captain
what?
Sable. That's
Okay.
Captain Sable. Yeah.
You know what?
No, because there really is an epidemic of this, right? And so when, I mean, and this is why they do compilations now of when men, hit back or whatever, right? Because there is an epidemic, because little boys are taught from the time they're very young, you never hit a girl, blah, 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 right? But girls are also taught that boys, never, a real man would never hit a woman, right? And so they feel very free when they are upset, right, to put their hands on men. They really do. And they are always shocked to shit when a man hits them back, pushes them back, whatever it is, right?
Are you meaning like this here, my hero? Is this what you're talking about? Let's see.
Turner.
Yes. Yes. I'm telling you, listen, again, sorry, gotta use the Dr. Phil example again. It's actually from the same episode, I think. But anyway, weirdly. But yeah, so there is this dude. Now, he inspired me. I want to start, a segment called Lying Ass Negro Syndrome, because I swear to God, this man, everything out of this dude's mouth is a lie. However, I had to give him the 1 point, because at this 1 point, right? The point is, this dude's sister comes out of nowhere. She wasn't there for the whole thing, right? And she starts walking up to the man, and she pushes him. Right now, he took the tiniest step back, but it was a look on his body and his face, like, who the hell do you think you are? And then he pushed her. Now, he did push her obviously harder because he's a taller, stronger man, right? But she so didn't expect it, so she went flying. And then she acted like he used some act of God against her. He didn't. It's just she wasn't bracing for impact, because in her mind as a woman, she could walk up to this random irate dude who was warring with your brother you saw 30 seconds ago and just push him, and nothing should happen to her because she's a woman. Right? And it's the same thing. That's what I saw there. This one, you better get out of my face. Yeah, and then she can push him, but he's not supposed to react because you're a man. And that's bullying. If you put your hands on someone, expect them to retaliate. That's how it's supposed to be. That's just what it is. And that's why she ran.
No, I say don't run. Stay there. You big and bad and tough and all them things. Stay right there. Stay right there. Let's see what happened. Let me see, how far you get. But she ran. She was gone.
Mhm.
I'm like, wait a
Ain't,
minute. Where's she going?
ain't nothing faster than you know what? You know when she ran? She
What?
was
Knocked
trying to
upside
get
the head.
away when all the men got around him and he act like he was a defensive lineman and mushed one man like 10 feet away from her.
Mm-hmm.
She knew she was in trouble then. If he was a tad bit slimmer and five
Yeah,
years
he would have
older,
got her.
oh, he would have beat
He
her
clipped her
down
in the
like she
back of the
stole
head.
something.
He tried to get her, and she was a little too swift. He
Mhm.
tried to get her right in the back of her noggin. But she
Mhm.
had no business putting her hands on that man. She did all sorts of disrespect. They had a lot of back and forth. But the minute she reached across the other man and hit him, and she was waiting for that opportunity, it's like, woman, yeah, he wanted
Yeah.
to take her head off.
Yeah, and the
He would
other
have been
dude,
wrong if he did though. If he had been able to catch her and then kept beating her, then he would have been wrong, right? Like the one hit was sufficient,
Oh.
I think. The one hit was sufficient because the law says it, right? It's not assault. It is self-defense if someone hits you first for you to, react physically back in such a way to defend yourself, right?
Yeah.
But now, if you're chasing a chick, you're willing to come at her from behind to grab her hair and start beating the crap out of her. Yeah, you're wrong, right? At that point, you're not defending yourself. You're just punishing her.
Well,
yeah,
I
that
would
I'm
say you in
really
anger, but I definitely would have went to court for it because I'm like, Your Honor, you can't say how I'm going to react to someone hitting me in that particular moment. I lost it, so
Mhm.
I need to sue her for hitting me. She
yeah.
caused me trouble at my
Mhm.
job and everything. I had to take some time off, talk to someone. They made me take anger management classes. I don't know why, but I'm gonna take them, and I'll just run
Mhm.
down the law or
Yeah.
whatever.
Now I do want to point out something.
Okay.
At the end, that dude at the end, he stood sideways because whoever was recording, he realized the camera was there.
Mm.
And he looking into the camera because the dude put his hands behind his back. He said, "You
Mhm.
touch me, whatever she didn't get, you gonna get that plus being nosy." And he knew that. He realized that. And when he said, "You saw what she did," and it cut off, and he realized, "Oh, I fucked up. I look real bad," because she called him
Mhm.
all kinds of
Mhm.
niggas and all this other stuff, and was in his face and pushed him, and then she
Right.
gonna sneak smack him, and nobody stopped, and nobody got in and grabbed her and walled
Right.
her off, and then
Mhm.
walled him off. And the
Thank
dude
you.
was trying to calm him down,
Mm.
and he should have got her away and say, "Bro, just go away, bro. I'll stand here. Get." And where was security? The yellow vest and security came over right as she was
Mhm.
getting the sonic ring smacked out of her.
Truth.
No,
Truth.
man. Oh, it's a woman. No, save the day. No,
No.
okay.
I
Oh,
thought honestly, I thought it was gonna cut to that song, the "Try Jesus, don't try me, 'cause I throw hands."
Okay.
man, look,
I was waiting for it.
look. My man, he was playing, and hey, Petty Spirit Airlines, they will knock the spirit out of you.
Okay. And it was knocked
Mm-mm.
out of her.
Mhm.
At least one time. But she'll remember
Mhm.
that and she won't do that anymore.
Facts.
She
Yeah,
got knocked out of them chuletas.
yeah, she was like,
Mhm.
I'll just let the next one pass. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm good.
No, she deserved
Mhm.
a headache or something from that incident. He should
Yeah.
have got her one good time.
But see, this is why men have certain opinions about differences between strength between men and women, and they think that if they hit a woman, they'll like break her skull open or something. Like, you think women's bones are just inherently more fragile than men's? Like, no, that's not the way that works, right? It comes down to, again, women are not taught to fight. Really, like, I mean, maybe our demographic in certain areas, but I mean, generally, right? They're not taught to fight. They're taught literally to resolve their problems with words. Men are the ones who are allowed to defend their honor physically. And yes, men are stronger, right? Obviously, and they're bigger. And if he's much taller than you as well, yeah, you're kind of SOL. But he didn't break her. She's
Hmm.
fine, right? She might have a little bruise or whatever. dude, she got a headache, all the stuff that you would have if you got punched in your face as a dude. She's fine, right? He didn't do anything horrible to her. All he did was hit her back. That's it. And you know what? You could say, oh, but she hit him so much more softly. No, not intentionally. She was hitting him with all of her might. It's not his fault that all his might is a lot more might than her might. You know what
That's
I mean?
right. You get what
She
you
should have
get.
calculated that. Yeah. When I
Right.
used to fight, I used to fight anyone, man, woman, or child, I don't care. And I evaluated that. And, you know, at the end of the day, I'm evaluating now, hey, there were some dudes who were small and they were, woo, they were fast and wily and they were also strong. But then there were dudes that I could take. And what it came down to, though, is I was evaluating that. If I put my hands on you, the only people I would put my hands on first were men, because it's not fair. Like, if you do what that woman did, you just sit there and scream in a man's face, and you know he has all this conditioning. So I put my hands on him first, so that way he knows I'm not trying to get him arrested or whatever. You know, but it's like, yo, I have evaluated that, and if I lost, I lost. Right? That's on me. I picked that fight. I put my hands on him first. Right? I invite whatever follow-up happens. And if I misread and now he's gonna jump me, I learned a valuable lesson about that man, didn't I? Right? that's what it is.
I think I have an idea. This is an idea to curb this problem with a lot of, you know, younger women thinking it's okay to hit men. I think men need to bring back duels against other men, right? And as an example, if they sit there and witness how a man will beat down another man, it might be kind of a deterrent. You know what I'm saying? To realize, because it's just this thing, right? You know what I mean? It's like, you know, it's this psychological block. And I think we need to bring back duels, because I think laws to a certain degree between men have made men soft. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Just bring back the duel. You know what I mean? Like, slap a motherfucker with a glove.
True.
I'll let them go at it.
True.
You know what I mean?
Ouch.
She challenged him to a duel. She smacked him. You know what I mean? And I think the other thing about that is she didn't realize what type of man that was. That is a black man with gray in his beard. That means he came from the era where he used to get ass whippings. So he's been hardened by life.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm saying? So whatever smack she thought she was giving with all her might is not the smack that Big Mama would give you with them big ass thick sausage hands that sit up there and churn butter all day from scratch. Like, that's a whole different type of force. That's a whole different type of
Okay. Don't make them slaps the way they used to.
No, they don't.
Well, when it comes down to mental illness and different things like that, this is my opinion about it. I you know, talked about it. We talked about it, actually, and I've had people on the show to discuss it as well. And you're going to see a little bit of customer service and a little bit of mental illness and whatever else that comes to mind. So let's see what you have to say on this one. Murder suspects called 911 over cold McDonald's fries. Arrested trying to run from cops. Here we go.
The disagreement over fries at a fast food restaurant. You've heard that before, haven't you? It turned into a police chase and a customer being tased.
Fox 5's Denise Dillon tells us at the time the customer was out on bond on murder charges.
That's right. He was out on bond for the murder of a woman in Fulton County. Yet when he claimed his French fries were cold and got into an argument with the owner of this McDonald's, police say he didn't think twice about calling 911.
I try to fry. The fries they're lukewarm, but they're not hot.
Kennesaw police say that's what started an argument between this man, Antoine Sims, and the owner of this McDonald's.
Next thing you know, he's throwing his drink at me.
The officer spoke with the owner, who said this: he was causing a scene, he was cursing at him, he threw a drink, and he wanted him to leave and to be issued a criminal trespass warning.
It's a simple form that says, hey, just don't come back to this McDonald's.
When officers put Sims' name into the computer, they learned he'd been in jail before.
Wanted person, caution, violence, armed and dangerous.
Sims was charged in the murder of a woman in Johns Creek in 2018. Her body was found inside a burning car. He ran from police then and was later captured by U.S. Marshals in Wisconsin. He was currently out on bond, but had a warrant out of Fulton County for failure to appear.
Come over here, I'm gonna have you sign this real quick.
When police tried to give Sims the warning, he took off running.
As soon as he runs away, the other officers begin to chase after him.
They caught up with him in an apartment complex.
I want you to listen to this scream.
An officer gives chase for a few seconds and tases him in the back, where it hits his back and his leg, and immediately goes to the ground.
Taser deployed! Taser deployed! Put your hands out! Put your hands out! Hands out!
After complaining about his cold fries,
Sure.
this man, who already had murder charges against him, is now headed back to jail.
I thought it was a woman.
I don't mean to laugh, but it was like you're like be on the lookout for that scream. So I'm listening. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I thought it was a woman. I'm like, what? So my first reaction was, what? And then my next was like, Then there was laughter. Then there was sadness. And then it's like, wait a minute. And I just put it all together. But I'll play the last few seconds of this and then we'll talk about it.
Very unusual that someone, knowing that he is wanted by the police, would call the police. But Mr. Sims did that.
Sims is currently in the Cobb County Jail looking at charges of obstruction and other charges. He'll then be sent to the Fulton County Jail.
Yeah, he won't be getting out this time. Now, he felt, bad customer service. He got some cold fries. He felt some kind of way. But the dude called 911. He said, hey,
You got the nerve to be a Karen with a whole 187 a murder under his belt. He has the nerve to be a Karen over some cold fries, knowing he didn't show up for court. I mean, it's like, now you know what? Criminals, I don't know why, people attach, like smart and clever to criminals. There was nothing smart and clever about anything that he did. I mean, he should have just said, I need a ride to the station. Can you guys come and get me? That's what he should have said. My car is not starting. I need a ride to jail. Can you come get me?
The funny part about this is, like, okay, before we get to the murder charge, right? There is so many times that I've been to McDonald's and they done gave you them fries. And if anybody know about them lukewarm fries, by the time you eat them shits, at the bottom of them fries, it's them sharp ass motherfuckers that just cut your throat, right? So if you just fresh out of jail and your first real meal is some McDonald's and you get some fries, I feel the brother paying a little bit on the fries.
That's why I said last week. Bro, you can't be messing with McDonald's fries. They have to be served piping hot because it's inedible as soon as it's cold. Inedible.
Come on. That's that, man. You up there? You might as well, man. Look, and then but then here's the other thing, right? Here's the other thing. He called the cops, right? I guess to give himself an alibi. Now, I would say this. I've seen many of dudes not knowing that they got a warrant out for their arrest because they send the warrant, the thing that you have a warrant, to the last address where they locked your ass up at. And if you don't live there no more, you ain't getting it. You know what I'm saying? So if he was in jail from 2018 and he just got released just recently, I'm pretty sure whatever address he had before that, he don't live there no more.
He he was out on bond, and
he knows he's out on bond.
Thank you. So, he forgot he's involved in a whole murder of a woman.
No, he didn't forget. You know what I'm saying? He didn't forget. He just didn't want to remember.
Well, maybe a little though. Yo, 2018. It's 2022. Like, that's 4 years, right? If someone arrested you for something 4 years ago, right? And then you go with the pandemic, all this stuff, whatever happens. I can kind of see how it wouldn't be on the forefront of your mind anymore. Like 4 years is a long time to have been between a charge, and you still haven't even gone through trial. Like, it's not like you were convicted of something 4 years ago. It's like they arrested you, they charged you for it, right? And then 4 years went by. I mean, normal people who are not criminals would, they would be harping on it day and night in pure anxiety, especially if they were innocent, right? But if you're a criminal, right, it's like, it almost seems like something, court probably forgot about it. You know what I mean? Like, especially if you're a dumb criminal, right? Like, I can see how you could probably forget. I can see it because 4 years is a long time, right? Like,
Look, and here's the other thing. Hold on. Okay. There was a woman's body in the back of the car. The car crashed. It goes up in flames. You escaped though. Wisconsin. Right? Like, of all the places to go, you went to the place where it's one black person out of every 100 miles.
Right.
Like,
he wanted to feel safe.
You know what I'm saying? You can tell he failed at hide and go seek as a kid. Like, he was a retarded kid in the neighborhood and always got caught, right? Okay. So we get that one, right? Then the U.S. Marshals had to snatch you up. So where did the warrant come from? Like, we're like, so you got the warrant. So now, like what we said, you go 4 years. 4 years. Now, they got a backlog of people. They putting people back in prison because of the pandemic because they let people out. But I want to know how, if the U.S. Marshals had to get you, that's federal charges because you crossed state lines.
Right.
Why did they give you bond? And if you snapping on some McDonald's French fries, who paid the bond? How could it? Murder charge bonds is expensive.
Mm.
You gotta put your house down for that.
Oh, might be mama. Last time Vonda was right when she said the mama bond is $10,000. Hey, could be the mama.
So now, you know what I mean? So even not excusing that. Now we gonna get to the scream, right? Right? I'm laughing with y'all. But remember, they shot him in the back and the leg. Right? You shoot anybody with a taser, with electricity running up their back and their leg. That's like a Charlie horse from hell. Like, he's looking at this running up the back of his leg, hit that boy, and then they talk about put your hands out. Yo, he's shaking. He can't put his hands out.
Right.
He lost control of his bodily functions.
That's what kills me about the officers. I'm like, y'all really giving instructions and y'all just tase this man. He got currents going through his body. You're like, straighten your hands out. Put your hands. I'm like, dude, I don't even know what my name is. He's probably peeing on
even
himself.
that.
It's like, stop.
No, it wasn't right after. It was during. You could hear the taser going off while he was going, put your hands up. He can't. You have to literally let go of the trigger for him to be able to move his body independently. That is the point of the taser. The taser is to stop people dead in their tracks so they can't do anything. So you can't be squeezing the taser and then punishing him for not doing what you want him to do because he can't, because you're still squeezing the taser. Like, I swear to God, they do not train cops how to use tasers. That's why they never use it. And whenever they do, they always miss, they hit clothing, they're confused about life. Now someone finally got hit by the taser and Buddy doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He squeezes the taser like, why isn't this guy responding? Really?
Let's hear the response of the scream one more again before we go out of here. Just one more again.
As soon as he runs away, the other officers begin to chase after him.
They caught up with him in an apartment complex.
An officer gives chase for a few seconds and tases him in the back, where it hits his back and his leg, and he immediately goes to the ground.
Taser deployed! Taser deployed! Put your hands out! Put your hands out! Hands out!
After complaint.
Y'all are terrible.
Sean, you gotta run that back. You gotta run that back. That's just so funny.
One more again. Okay. Tree times.
Y'all are terrible humans, all of you. I'm ashamed of you all.
Is that how Jamaicans say a tree? So let's do it tree more time.
Mhm.
All right, let's see. Share. Where we at here? Which one? McDonald's fries. Here we
Oh, Dante. Let the Ernest go to jail.
Hit that high note. Let's see. It's like Patti LaBelle. I don't know. Let's see.
Boy. Got my man like you on a Green Mile. I'm scared.
Here we go.
He immediately goes to the ground.
Taser deployed! Taser deployed! Put your hands out! Put your hands out! Hands out!
After
And I am telling you.
Oh my God.
Y'all are terrible humans. Terrible. What's that? This all has is terrible.
No
Man.
way.
Hey, Sean, I think he hit them high notes better than Terrence Howard.
He did. He did.
That's a very low bar. That's a very low bar. Yeah.
That's because you're beautiful.
I thought he sounded like Luther over there for a second.
Well,
you know he sounded like a kid getting their ass whipped with an extension cord.
Okay. I promise I ain't gonna do it no more. I told you, Mama. After that first whoop.
What?
Well,
there's no way I read that right.
Since
That's
we're on
crazy.
McDonald's, I just figured we just continue with McDonald's. Yeah.
Undeclared McMuffin? Oh man.
Well, you can't do this. It can't be just transporting McDonald's food anywhere. What do you think this is? Mac USA?
Oh my goodness.
It wasn't even a McGriddle. No.
Hey, I guess he found it interesting. Passenger fined $1,874 after 2 undeclared McMuffins found in luggage. Why didn't he declare the McMuffins? First is fries, now it's McMuffins, I tell you.
Wow.
Many of us have had the unpleasant experience of pulling up to airport security and being prevented from carrying on something that isn't allowed by regulations. Say a bottle of beverage or a shampoo bottle bigger than 3.4 ounces. Most of the time it ends with the verto. I know what that word is. Verto. How you pronounce that? Help me, somebody. Vertimin.
I can't see the word.
Oh,
what is it?
Where is it at?
Verboten?
Verboten? Okay.
Verbatim?
No,
it's
not verbatim. Unless it's supposed to be verbatim.
Where's
verboten items.
Oh, forbidden. So forbidden items.
Why didn't they just say forbidden? Like, why we gotta use all these extra old English?
Because then we wouldn't look as smart
Too
as
much
we
like
could,
right.
Dre.
Too much like right.
Thank you. With the verboten item being disclosed.
How the hell did you know what that word was, Vonda? I know like what every word is. I was like, Vonda's like, oh, you mean like forbidden?
What? I was like, oh, that's that word. And I'm like, because to be honest, I'm with you, Jay. I think that's like a dumb word, but I'm like, why? Can you just say forbidden? Why you got to be all forbidden and be all extra with the word? But I like that.
Oh, I've heard. As soon as you said that last time, I've heard that word before. Now that you said it again, I'm like, oh, I thought they were just saying forbidden. Like I thought they were still saying the same, like forbidden, but just like another tense of it because I didn't learn English. Like I didn't learn verb tenses in English. So, man, I learned English today. Thank you. Okay.
Listen, the last time I heard that word was when I was reading King Richard III in goddamn English class.
I forgot what book I was reading, but it was like an English book.
And
But
it
Yeah.
was, shut up, Don Teasy. I didn't Google it. That's just one of those words. I used to read a lot when I was a kid. I loved reading. So that's how you learn those words. And people are like, what the hell? What are you talking about? I'm like, well, your vocabulary widens when you do a lot of reading and you use these words sometimes.
No, that is true, but all the authors I like don't use stupid words like verboten when they can just say something that makes more sense. That's all I'm saying.
Here's the bad part, right? We say it, it sounds like y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Ruby says the same word and it sounds so officially right.
What? I feel like it sounds dumb coming out. I feel the best like when Vonda said it that second time. I'm like, oh, that word. But like, bro, that is a stupid word. I'm done. I'm done with it. No.
Listen, I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna go on Netflix and start watching like BBC dramas so I can get my English down now. You know.
after this one, okay.
Yeah, no, you know why? Because I was like Vonda. I liked reading a lot as a kid, and I started reading like adult novels when I was like 6 or 7 because I went through the child books too quickly, and so my parents didn't want to buy me child books because it would take me like an hour to read it, and I want to read something else. So that's first of all. Second of all, my computer games. One of them was grade A vocabulary. Like I only had like educational games. My parents didn't allow me to have like, you know, fun shooter games or stuff like that. But the third thing is that I rejected slang and stuff like that really early on, and it was actually kind of a protest for me. It had to do with the fact that once I had learned about slavery, the Underground Railroad, and stuff like that, then I had learned that, you know, Black people had fought for the right to be able to read and be educated, and, you know, that they were lynched and beaten and punished and whatever for using, you know, a more extensive vocabulary, because that would tell you that they had learned something, they had read something, someone had taught them how to read or, you know, taught them vocabulary. And so it was kind of like I made a point in this white society that I lived in, white neighborhoods and whatever, that, you know, I was never going to take it for granted that as a Black person, I have the right to this, and that, you know, so many people died, you know, just desperate for the right to be able to, you know, read and write and know these words and whatever. So it was kind of like a thing. And it was like, I was protesting, you know, so I learned a lot when I was younger, and then I got lazy and started cursing a lot. That's what happened there. But
yeah, because I'm gonna say this, Ruby. Think about it. There's 5 slaves going to heaven because they got killed for reading. What happened? Oh, I said this. What happened? Why did you get killed? I said verboten. What? Oh, you deserve to die, bro. Like, that's not even a word to die for, bro. Like, jeez. Get him out of here.
Like, where'd you get a word like that?
You know what I'm saying? You couldn't lie with that one, bro.
Right? They didn't even kill you because you were Black. They just killed you because it's a stupid word, right? Like,
right.
Everyone hates that word.
Charlie, like, I'm gonna get through this muffin. Y'all don't need to shut up.
I know, right? Dude, we're like 2 sentences into the story. This is terrible. We're not making good progress at all.
Well, this is pretty much the gist of it, just the location, and that is CNN reported the person was traveling from Indonesia to Australia.
Yup.
They were being fined the $1,874 for packing 2 egg and beef sausage McMuffins and a ham croissant in their luggage without declaring the food. A security guard detected the sandwiches.
Char?
Because he was hungry. That security guard was hungry. He's like, where is that coming from?
But you know what, Char? I'm gonna say this. I kind of knew it was Australia.
Okay.
Why?
Okay.
They are Nazis with that stuff. Like they don't play, right? And you thinking like, why they tripping? Because of them damn marsupials, them 6-foot rats down there that's brolic, that be bouncing around. Yo, they is Nazis when it comes to that environmental conservation shit. Like, if you you ever watch Border Patrol? Right? Okay, so it's this show, right? Ruby probably going to go watch that shit. That shit's funny, right? It's okay. So in Border Patrol, especially the Australia edition, they got a show, right? Where people going through airport security and they check everything, right? They check everything. So the black person always coming through, and it's an African dude, and he's always getting caught with like, I'm a student. You're not 18. You look 45. Like, you know what I'm saying? They always got him in immigration trying to sneak in the country. Him or some Chinese chick, right? The Southeast Asians, right? The Indonesia, Thailand, you know, all of that, they always sneaking in food because they got restaurants and shit, and they always getting caught, right? The Latinos is always sneaking in drugs, right? Like, if you watch Border Patrol, you'll see, like, they, and you would think the illegal immigrants and the drug dealers will get the worst fines. Nope. It's always people sneaking.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You know what I mean? Food is like food.
Stop. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yo, who are you talking to?
I'm talking to you. What the hell are you talking about?
Yo, who are you talking to, bro?
I'm asking you. What are you talking about?
Yo, who is you, bro?
I'm talking to you. What are you talking about?
No, introduce yourself first.
I'm asking you. You know who I am. What are you talking about?
I don't know who the fuck you is, nigga.
Fuck you. Who are you? What are you talking about? What are you babbling about? Literally. What are you babbling about? What are you babbling about?
Nigga, shut the fuck up.
What are you babbling about?
Nigga, shut the
fuck
up.
Some bullshit, some nigga shit, bullshit. What are you babbling about? What are you babbling about? What are you babbling about?
Yo, who the fuck are you, nigga?
Can't you read? Are you stupid? Well, clearly you're stupid because you're babbling. So what are you babbling about?
Nigga, who the fuck are you?
Read. Stupid.
Who the fuck are you?
What does my name say? What does my name say? I know you can read it. What does my name say?
I can't see you, nigga.
What does my name say?
I can't see you, bro.
Read it. What does it say?
Niggas
what does it say?
Name, nigga.
Read it. What does it say?
Then shut the fuck up then.
What does it say?
Shut up then, nigga.
Read it. What does it say?
Shut up then, nigga.
Read it. What does it say?
Shut up then, nigga.
Read it. What does it say, you stupid motherfucker? Read it. What does it say? Read it. What does it say? You can't be that goddamn stupid, so read it. What does this say? Because I'm finna fucking put my foot in your ass. So read it. What does it say?
Hey, nigga, how about this?
Read it. What does this say?
No, nigga.
Read it. What does this say? Read it. What does this say? Read it. What does it say? Read it. What does it say? You babbling bitch. What does it? Read it. What does it say? Read it. What does it say? You babbling bitch. Read it. What does it say?
How about that, you bitch ass?
Read it. What does it say? You babbling bitch. Read it. What does it say? Read it. What does it say? You babbling bitch. Read it. What does it say? You babbling bitch. Read it. What does it say? You babbling bitch. Read it. What does it say? You babbling bitch. Read it. What does it say? You babbling bitch.
Sorry, my bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir.
Because clearly I was invited here. So what does this say? What's my name?
Wouldn't it just be easier for you to just say it? I mean,
it's the Bitter Truth Show. Because let me explain something. I've been at this since I was 15 years old. I'm 50. A lot of the shit that a lot of y'all are talking about, I've already been through it. Been through it a long time ago. So exactly what the fuck are you talking about?
Yo,
because I can tell you, I've been through the shit. I mean, I've been through the fucking shit show. It's like running through trash and garbage of muck and mire. So what are you trying to say that you think is relevant?
What the fuck are you talking about, nigga?
Please tell me, what are you saying that you think is relevant? Let me hear it.
Nigga, we talking about all.
I'm gonna sit back and listen. Yeah, I'm sorry, you're talking about what now?
You're talking about this right here on the screen.
What and just exactly what is it? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, all this relationship shit, you're wasting your time.
Nigga, we
weren't talking about relationships.
You're wasting your time. Because I'm gonna tell you
about relationships. We were talking about relationships at all.
And I'm gonna tell you, look, I'm gonna tell you something about relationships. The problem is that a lot of you are trying to turn whores into housewives, and a lot of women are trying to turn silly ass niggas into husbands. That's not going to happen. In all honesty, if you are a grown ass man who are about your shit, who is paying your own bills and don't have to worry about dealing with chicks that you call yourself complaining about, none of that happens. I don't have the problems, the dating problems that the average man has, because I actually know what to look for when it comes to women. I actually know what to look for. Okay, a lot of red flags, be they small or large, I ignore. I ignore
but
them.
hold on. You're really off topic. We weren't talking about dating and relationships at all. So,
he said that.
No,
he said
didn't.
that.
No, he really didn't though. Actually,
Yes, he did. I heard him.
He's married with children and grandchildren very happily. So we
what is he
weren't talking
complaining
about that. He
Nigga,
wasn't
I'm not
complaining.
complaining about shit. Nigga, we talking about a McMuffin.
McMuffin? What
Yeah.
That's what's on the
McMuffin?
screen.
What
on
is
the
their
screen.
McMuffin? What is the McMuffin?
It's right there on the screen.
Hey, I'm on my phone. I'm on. What's my McMuffin? What's the McMuffin? Because I
Somebody
was
got
actually
fined
about to walk out the
$1,800.
door after cursing out a bunch of red pill dudes. So what is the McMuffin?
Ain't no red
That's not
pill
here.
niggas over here.
Well, then what is it? Explain it to me.
Okay, we were just talking about the fact that someone got fined $2,000 for taking 2 McMuffins with him in his bag in the airport going from Indonesia to Australia. That's what we were talking
Actual
about.
McDonald's McMuffins.
Yes.
This is a
the one on the
discussion.
screen. Yeah.
This is a discussion.
Yes.
What was the main discussion before this?
The main discussion, we just talking about random articles.
Random news articles. So before that, it was the dude from McDonald's, I think it was, that he was served cold fries and then called the police, even though he had a warrant out for his arrest. And then before that, it was the woman.
Oh, that guy?
At the super
That
check.
guy was a moron.
Right. So
I read that story. I know about that story. That guy was a moron.
Yeah.
What's the next story?
The other story was actually it's several stories, but another story was about the woman who was in the wrong self-checkout line because she had too much stuff for that self-checkout, who followed the
and like a dumb bitch,
into
she
the
wanted
bathroom.
to force herself into making the cashier pay, ring up her overcharged items. Is that what we're talking about? What else?
No, because it was self-checkout. But yeah, so we've been talking about a variety.
Self-checkout. How many items do you get with self-checkout?
Well, it depends on which aisle you're in, obviously.
Yeah, but
okay, so if you're in the automatic self-checkout line, exactly what was her problem?
Right. It doesn't matter. The point is, you asked what we were talking about before. So
no. Hold on. What was? Because I remember I put in the request to be a part of your lexicon an hour ago.
What?
I remember that. And I wound up doing my own video.
What are you talking about?
Hold on, wait, I'm telling you.
I think you're in the wrong place. I think you're in the wrong place.
I put in the lexicon to be added to your stream over an hour ago.
Whose?
Okay.
Stream? Whose stream? Wait, whose stream do you think you're on right now?
I'm on yours.
Whose? Who am I? Who am I? First of all, because it's not my stream, but whose stream do you think you're on right now?
It's not your stream? So
no.
If it wasn't your stream, wait. If it wasn't your stream, that means somebody sent me an invite. Okay.
But who?
Because wait. I do remember your stream. I do remember your stream.
Who am I?
Wait. Who
am I?
You're an up and coming YouTuber.
What's my name?
I know that.
Bitter truth, I've known you for a long time. What's my name?
You've known me for a long time? Then
yes,
you know
sir.
exactly who you're talking to.
No, but you don't seem to know who you're talking to, and you don't seem to know what stream you're actually on. I think you came here in error, as in you meant to arrive in one place, but you are actually somewhere else. That's what I think happened. So you came in with a lot of fire, it's dating, relationships, red pill shit, whatever, and that's not what this stream is. That's not what we're about. That's not what we were talking about. So I don't know what happened, but I think you are somewhere that you didn't intend to be. That's why I was asking you, where did you intend to be? Because I don't think it was here.
Yeah, and I'm just speechless. I don't know what to say at this point.
I'm totally.
Excuse me.
I don't know whoever this gentleman was that just came onto this panel, but it's obvious, just like Classic Ruby said, you must have caught the wrong fucking bus, because there was absolutely nothing that you came in there arguing about made absolutely any sense. That just told me and anyone else that was listening that you was not a part of this stream. You was looking for a place to argue with a woman. You found one. That's bottom line to it. It's guys like you that turn shit like this, that when we're out here trying to make a positive difference or have a good time, you always complain about what the white man does. But it's guys like you that come in here that attack these women. But when we say something to you about it, all of a sudden you got a uproar, and you want to have a pissing contest with another man, knowing goddamn well at any time in your life that's something that you would never do in public. This computer, this internet shit that you folks ride on gives you so much fucking bravado that you think you can stand up to anyone at any time simply because you can click a fucking button. Grow some nuts. Find something else to do other than coming on an internet stream to be so argumentative, especially as to something that you had no idea of what you were talking about. That's all I gotta say.
I'm gonna say this, Char. I'm sorry.
No, I'm
sorry.
still
No,
confused.
I'm
Char.
very confused.
No, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because I should have calmed the fuck down, and because I have very short patience.
Well,
The
we all.
dumbass nigga.
I understand we all react the way we react. I guess I'm a little slow in reacting. I'm not even drinking anything but some water. But
No,
I'm not sure what happened here, except for
he-
what is in the wrong. But still, even the wrong string. I don't know. I have no idea.
No, that's the only thing that makes sense, because he said that he was battling with red pill dudes, right? And then that he had put in a request or something like an hour ago, and we're only just letting him up now or whatever. And I'm like, I'm almost positive that like that probably did happen. You know, somewhere along the lines, it did happen, but it just wasn't to this stream. So when he came in, he was coming in with the same fire of whatever argument he left, and he thought he was in part 2 of that argument. And so he was confused now because he's thinking that Dre must be talking about that argument, but it's not making any sense to him because we're not talking about anything to do with dating, relationships, beef, red pill, nothing. And then he was confused, right? So I'm like, obviously that's what happened. And I can see why you would be confused, especially if you had been drinking or whatever the case is, right? So, because I mean, I've never heard or seen Bitter Truth come in with that kind of, not towards us, right? Like normally he comes on, it's a peaceable discussion. I get onto his panel. I've gone on his panel before. It's been a peaceable discussion. So I was just very surprised at the disrespect and I'm like, what the hell is happening? That's why it was like, no, wait, who are you? Who do you think you're talking to? Your stream. Wait, no, it's not my stream, but who do you even think you're talking to right now? Where do you think you are? Because I don't think you are where you think you are. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like wherever you thought you were gonna be, it's not here. Like, I don't know what happened.
Listen. I'm saying like this. Once I realized that the dude didn't even know that there was a McMuffin. Oh, right, he either drunk, high, or he on some type of drug.
It must be. And I think it was just, I mean, it drove me a little bit crazy when it's like, okay, wait, you can't even see the screen because you're on your phone, right? But it's like, didn't you spend the first 20 minutes arguing about how someone else should read the screen on their phone to read your name? Like, it was just like, okay, this is...
It was too small. Like, I'm looking at it on the computer. His name was too small for me to read it.
Yeah, because it's a lot of words. And I'm like, he's on his phone. I'm on my phone. So I'm like, I have a hard time reading people's names because it's really small back here. I think some people don't understand that if they've always been in the audience. It's different when you're in the StreamYard. The StreamYard, the screen is much smaller. So all the words are smaller. Everything is smaller. But it's like, okay, so you were mad at him for not reading the screen. But then when I asked you who I am or where you're at, he couldn't read the screen either. We're saying the thing on the screen, he couldn't see the screen. So it's like, what? Wait a minute. Like, you didn't even realize. Like, no, we're talking about McMuffin. You mean an actual McMuffin? Yes, an actual McMuffin. Like, that's talking about?
Expensive one too.
Right, that's a discussion. Yeah, that's a discussion. Okay, well, what were you talking about before? Because it's almost like he was trying to catch us off guard. There was something in there. We're just like, no, you're not in the right place, bro. I don't know what happened. God bless you. What do they say in the South? Bless your heart. Bless your heart. But
see, this is the thing that pisses me off. You came in wrong. You kicked over tables and chairs and got smacked with them, and then you didn't even have the common decency to apologize before you excuse yourself.
Mm-hmm. And for the record, that's what happened. He left. No one kicked him off. He left.
Yes.
Willingly. Just so everyone knows, because I know sometimes people, you're like, oh, well, we pulled him off. That's not what happened. He willingly left of his own accord. So.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. Like when I realized, like, you know what, it's doing too much. That's why I say, Char, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I think I'm being punked. I think that's
Emmanuel Briggs. Do you serious?
No,
what is it with these dudes coming in here with that? I just broke the restraining order energy.
I don't know what's going on. I
think
I can pick up and move on. I think I could.
Yeah,
yeah. I was ready to end the stream because I'm like, okay, I'm being punked. Ha 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 ha. You got me, but yeah.
No, it's just because of unfortunately, because of the drama, right? That puts your name, my name, our faces, and this stream in the same algorithm as the algorithm of the stream that was talking about us. So that therefore drives a different demographic now towards your channel that wasn't being driven towards your channel a few weeks ago. So that's probably what's happening there.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yay.
All righty. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna move on. Let's see what we want to do here.
Yo, Vonda's been muted. I think the longest I've ever seen Vonda on your panel, dead ass muted. She's just
Vonda
like,
ain't
nope.
playing that. She's like, I did not come up here for this fucking foolery and this tomfuckery. Like, no, like, nah, that's not. I told you these dudes are touched in the head. They like, they listen. Hey, see Ruby, remember when we had them discussions back in 2018 about the articles of prostitution? See, you was laughing at me in the Zulu. Now you see Dre was right. Dre was right.
Oh God.
Yep, ain't nothing you can say, Ruby. Dre was right. Go ahead. It's okay. I get it a lot. The petty god was right.
Something. It's got to be something. That's a better answer than my old one.
I don't even recall, but do you all remember if I showed this last week? Because I got thrown off last week. I don't remember.
No, I don't think you showed that one. I don't remember that one.
Okay, because I had it up and we just never got to it. It was a lot of strange stuff going on.
That's what it was. And it was like, you were like, this one was too long, so you're going to do the other one and save this one, I think, for next week. I think that's what you said.
Yeah, because I had, I think, 2 more stories up. Okay, well, let's see how I can play this bigger. I guess it's right there. Where's, you don't have nothing? No bigger screen? Oh, well.
Yeah.
No, I thought maybe a bigger screen, but this is all I can do. Let me find it.
You could probably just full screen it in StreamYard, like just have the thing up itself.
Okay, we'll see. Let me push the button. Boop. Nothing. I can't hit Jack. Oh.
I called Juanita and shared her information with that agency, but tonight we're finally getting some answers.
Watch your car. Watch your
No, that is another story. So I know what happened. You know how you have the darn story up and then it'll just start playing and go to the next one. So that's what happened.
Oh, okay.
Hush. Don't take a load, nothing. No singing. No. Stop
They can break your heart.
it. Okay, so we got to get past the commercial and then get back to the story. Sorry, folks, for the misunderstanding. I'll use that word. Sorry for the misunderstanding. All right, long commercial.
Definitely an
there?
experience. Don't worry
Yes.
about it. Yep.
Woman says someone took it and cashed it. Morning Insider Lauren Victory dives into her case of check fraud.
These fur babies are getting lots of nervous pets these days from their panicked fur mama, Jing Ma.
You are the only channel that got back to me, so that means a lot to me.
Reaching out to CBS 2 is her last-ditch effort to solve a costly mystery. How did someone cash Ma's check for $41,530?
I'm not just gonna sit around and do nothing.
So she's talked with police and filed a complaint with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau.
I sent a message, a linking message to BMO Harris Bank CEO.
Worth a try, she says, because a BMO Harris bank like this is where her troubles began. On June 16th, she closed her checking and savings accounts. The balances were to be sent to her through the mail.
I received the first check on June 22nd.
A check for about $2,000 from her savings. But weeks went by with no mail containing her checking account check.
The agent said that my check has been already cashed out.
To be clear, you did not cash that check.
No, of course. I was shocked. How did that happen to me? I thought that was something, you saw on TV.
Bankers showed Ma a copy of the cashed check. Ma says that's not her signature, and she noticed something else.
My first name, J-I-N-G. And if you look at that check, it kind of spelled like J-I-A-N-G. So that wasn't even my name.
Ma says bank investigators suggested sticky fingers during transit could be to blame, mail theft. Whatever happened, the same day CBS 2 inquired, BMO Harris apparently expedited her case.
I finally got my check back.
That's Ma outside the bank with a replacement check for $41K back in hand. Lauren Victory, CBS 2 News.
So what happened here, and why did Ma get the runaround until CBS 2 got involved? BMO Harris won't say. We do know whoever got the check took it to a Chase Bank branch. Chase won't say why they accepted it. And for more stories like this one down...
Well, no one say anything. I guess they probably gave her the corporate answer. I just don't get it. I do not get it, but that's what you get, a corporate answer.
She's lucky. They turned that around real quick for her. My thing is that check was in such a large amount. You know, they didn't ask for a second piece of ID or go and get the manager out the back, because somebody's in there trying to cash a $41,000 check.
You know why? Because the person that showed up was Asian, and they all looked like him.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know why.
Because if they was black, oh no.
That check could have been for $200. Are you sure it's yours? Where did you get it from? Do you know this person who wrote the check?
Yeah, it was probably an Asian girl or guy with the name Jiang Chen. That's why they cited Jiang, right? And like the thing is, say, oh, it's just a misprint, right? And you have your ID. It says your name on it, right? Da, 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 da. It's like, oh yeah, I can understand that because I'd make that same mistake because these names are weird. But like I can see how this 100% would happen. I think it's weird in this day and age that anybody would mail a check anywhere. Like it just seems like the most insecure way of sending money, like other than sending a cashier's check. Like why would you requested a mailed check? Like why didn't you, if you're opening a new account or whatever, right? Why didn't you just transfer the balance from account A to account B? Like it just seems like a weird thing to choose to do.
Well, here's the other thing, Ruby, right? Okay. Anything, I know this, right? Anything, I guess, over $5,000, if you send in a check, it has to be sent priority. You got to sign for it. So they can't just like leave it in your mail slot if they mail it. Like you got to sign for it or it goes back to sender. Like if they send you the check, right? And if the mail people come or FedEx usually brings those checks. right? And they got to sign for it, right? So you sign for it. If you don't sign for it like in a certain amount of time, I think 5 to 10 business days, the bank will void the check. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't delivered. That's usually what happens, especially 40 grand. Now, this is just Dre. Dre's going to get in his head cannon with his tinfoil hat. I think she pulled the okey doke. I think she had one of her cousins go in there, do that check real quick, sign it for her, then went and complained and got an extra $40,000.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, think about it, because for the bank, that they have insurance for shit like that.
Yeah, they have insurance, and that will recoup your losses immediately. But it's a check. They can track it. It's just going to take time. So if you sent your cousin to do that, you also sent your cousin to eventually be arrested for a variety of really massive crimes, a lot of federal time. So,
but then they went to another. They went to what? What did they go? What was the other branch? They went to go cash the check. So they got the check.
Chase.
They went to Chase. They went to Chase. They cashed the check at Chase, right? Now, Chase, for them to cash you out, the check has to register from one account to the next account, or however way that banking system works, right? So Chase is over here. This bank, they closed out the account, right? So, hey, once we gave you the thing, hey, it ain't got nothing to do with us. Okay, whatever. All right, well, we'll use the insurance to write it off because we got like media coverage on our ass for just being whatever, right? And like, why ain't they like super investigating it? You see what I'm saying? Like, why they really going through the rigmarole to investigate it like that, right? You know what I'm saying? It's just weird to me how, you know what I mean, the shit is like, because the bank looks stupid. Like, they look really bad. That's bad press. They look real
but I
dumb.
mean, it is a real crime. The thing is, it will take them a while on their side to be able to trace everything, right? And they're just going to put you. They don't care if they leave you in limbo while they do it. But because the media pressure was on them, they're going to pay her out immediately. But the point is that whether it was a lot less money or $40,000, one way or the other, they're going to investigate it. They're going to track it, and eventually, the person who did it is going to get caught and arrested, because it's one of those crimes where it's like, because in order for you to cash a check, you have to have an account with that company. Right? Like, I can't just walk into random Joe Blow bank and be like, hey, this is my name and I'd like to cash this check that has my name on it. You have to have an account. And I know that
it's not drawing. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, because like I used to have my mom cash my checks for me at one point, right? Because like her bank account had less of a hold on it than mine did. Like, mine would be like hold all about 100. Hers was like take out as much money as you want immediately. So I'd have her cash my checks. But like, you can't just cash a check without having an account. So that means in and of itself, it might take them some time, but eventually they're going to be able to trace that check number to the account that cashed it, right?
Yeah.
And then that person who cashed it, they'll be able to track down exactly when it was cashed, at what teller, whatever. They're going to have all of the video, even if it was like a fake name somehow. They're going to catch that person. So I don't personally think that the woman who had her money disappear had anything to do with it. Personally, to me, I think it was someone Asian, because I think that's how they knew they'd be able to get away with the scam, but I don't think it had anything to do with her. Like, even if it was one of her cousins, I don't think she had anything to do with it. I think, maybe one of her cousins found out she was going to do it, knew she had a similar name and ran with it. I don't know, but I don't think she personally set it up. That's what I think, and that's why I think it.
I think both are possible, though. That's very interesting.
Yeah, because
I didn't think of that one, but that's interesting.
I just know, I couldn't have gotten away with it. I just know that.
No.
No.
I could have never gotten away with it. My ID would not have compared. I would have.
Hey, I'm like, unless Vonda, unless you was in Nigeria and you sent that email.
Oh no.
Just give me your account number and I will give you 20% of the principal.
Yep, your rich uncle will help you out.
Picture.
Okay. That's right. He loves you.
Ooh.
Our last story of the night is the beautiful, submissive woman of no color. I hear that term, um, PC, and I hear all kind of terms, but this beautiful woman on the screen that's submissive. Now that I definitely heard. She doesn't look so happy, and if you guys don't know, she's the OnlyFans model. We had one of them stories last week, and she wasn't so feminine and submissive with a boyfriend, and they caught her up a couple of days ago and said, "Hey, come with us. We're gonna charge you, lady." So I'll play the story so you can catch up if you don't remember what happened in April.
Video just released shows the OnlyFans model accused of killing her boyfriend, beating him in an elevator weeks before the murder. Surveillance video from February shows Courtney Clinty beating her boyfriend, Christian Obumseli, in the elevator of their Miami apartment building. He was stabbed to death in April. She was still in the apartment when police arrived. Clinty's lawyer says she acted in self-defense when she killed her boyfriend. But today, investigators say Clinty was the aggressor. She now faces a second-degree murder charge.
All the necessary steps are being taken as we speak for her return to Miami to be held accountable for this murder.
Clinty was arrested yesterday in Hawaii and will be extradited to Florida.
Yeah. Submissive, all them type of things.
I got a question though. Why is it? What's up with white women killing people and thinking that Hawaii is still not a part of the United States of America?
Well, I think in the 70s they changed it, so maybe didn't get the memo or something. I don't know.
Because remember the lady that got married to the other dude, killed the kids?
Child, there's so many of them stories.
Yeah, she killed the kids. Yeah, she killed the kids, and the uncle or the brother found the kids in the backyard, and she done ran off with a new boo that left his wife, and they was in Hawaii.
Well, maybe she was just trying to, get some sun. Maybe that was it. Trying to get some sun, summer almost over, back to school for the kiddies, and she just hanging out. Maybe that was it. I think that was it. Maybe. But she was out all this time on bond, I guess. They didn't charge her. I don't know if she was out on bond.
Yeah, they didn't.
So
they didn't charge her.
Back. And she had a nice story that he's the one that did it. He attacked her, and she threw the knife, and some kind of way it just landed in him. And landed in him. But what's interesting is the story we had last week of the OnlyFans. That woman was being targeted by one of her, fans. Yeah. And now we have this woman. She's she doing kind of
appears to be the aggressor.
Yeah.
Hey.
What's really going on here? Hey,
Bertha gonna have an Orange is the New Black. She can't say she don't do that. She was on OnlyFans. It's about to look.
Well, I would say this is the time where dating an OnlyFans was dangerous for the boyfriend.
Okay.
Oh yeah. But she threw a knife though. Like was she John Wick? What was she doing?
So he only died of one single knife wound.
I've only heard of one. If there's more, I have not heard it in any story. But
well, then maybe that's plausible. Maybe he tripped on it.
Really?
He slipped.
Really,
on
Vonda?
It. Yeah, Ruby. Come on, somebody who's gonna kill somebody in a crime of passion is not gonna just stab you one time and then sit down. They're gonna stab you multiple times. If he died from one single stab wound, is very possible.
It's very possible. What? Vonda?
That it was an accident.
Hold on, let me check. I gotta check this out.
Vonda, how many stories? No, hold on, Vonda. How many stories have you heard of ever, right, other than someone running with a knife or scissors in their hands and then tripping and falling, right? Where someone tripped, fell, and then got stabbed in their chest, in their stomach, through their heart, whatever. How many stories have you heard? Oh no, it was an accident. The knife just happened to be there, and then he tripped and fell backwards onto the counter, and it stabbed him through the back. When do you hear that ever? How is it even possible with how a knife is built? A knife is built in such a way that you cannot place it on any surface in such a way where the sharp, pointy part of it is facing up and therefore able to stab someone. It's lying flat. So how is it accidental? You tripped and fell on it?
Hold on, wait.
So wait. So she threw the knife. It landed on the ground, and then he tripped and fell on the knife. And man, you should work for her attorneys. You're gonna make a beautiful case for her. What?
Hold on, no. You know what? Hold on, wait a minute. It said, because I'm reading this a little bit, just this other one. It said it was a stabbing. Like, so that means he got stabbed multiple times. And I said the news broke. She was arrested for murder, and according to her lawyer, she was in rehab in Hawaii for PTSD and substance abuse.
Yeah, okay. Do y'all remember what this story was? Because I still remember this chick. She was dripping with blood. She had blood in her hair, blood down her shirt. She was dripping in blood like it was the Carrie scene. Okay?
Oh, wow.
So how do you get that much blood on you, spatter, like you're covered, you're drenched in it from an accidental stabbing? Even if you threw the thing, if you threw a knife, that means someone was far enough away for you to throw it. How? Well, then what happened? You just had superhuman blood, and so it just pumped all the way across the room to drench her?
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I got it right here. I got it right here, y'all. Char, here's the article. It's in Rolling Stone. The thing. She said the medical examiner found. Okay, so she said Conley stabbed Austin with a 6-inch blade that penetrated 3 inches into his chest and pierced his subclavicle artery, killing him. She said the medical examiner found that the wound was caused by a downward stroke into his chest, contradicting her claim that she thrown the knife from about 10 feet away. Is she a ninja?
Right.
She's something.
Nigga,
right.
Like, you can't 10 feet away? Like you got okay, hold on. First of all right, look, it's a 6-inch blade. Okay.
Yeah, but see, this is what happened. She's a pretty little blonde, innocent white girl, right, in Miami with a big old mean, scary black man. And so when they show up and she's absolutely drenched in his blood, and through the windows, the media, I remember her face. This is how much this upset me. The media's catching her laughing and smiling and talking, perfectly comfortable, drenched in his blood, right? Acting like she's a victim of anything, right? And they go, yeah, he's a big black man. You know how angry and scary black men are. Of course he was assaulting her. Of course he was. And then, like, that was supposed to fly. That was cool. Like, this pissed me off because I'm like, no, you know what? I'm not even addressing right now the issue about how all these other folks are supposed to be submissive for a second. I'm just going to address the fact that, you know, black men, like, y'all need to realize this issue, right? It's worse when it's with another demographic of women, right? Because to an extent, black women are at the bottom, just like black men are at the bottom. So, you know, they look at us more like we're equals. When they see a black man, especially if he's a big black man, okay, and with a white woman, an Asian woman, anything other than a black woman, they see him as a predator. They see him as dangerous. They will buy any story she sells. Any story she sells. And that's why she came with it. She knew he wasn't abusive. All the friends said he wasn't abusive. If anything, she was abusive. Everyone said that he was really calm-mannered. He was really sweet-hearted. He would never hurt a fly, let alone the woman of, you know, that he loved. He made excuses for her and her abusive behavior, right? But she was getting away with it because all a little white girl has to do is cry her little white girl tears and say, "But the big black man," and that's enough. As soon as they say, "But the big black man," no one was listening for details. They're like, "Oh, yeah, predator," and that was it. That's literally, she was gonna get away with this. It's terrible.
It's pretty sad. He couldn't even keep her off of him in that elevator. I mean, I'm just gonna say the average man. You have a woman coming after you like that, and he's like trying to step away. They would have yoked her up and said, "Look, you better keep your hands off me, or you're gonna be on the other side of this,
Right.
elevator, without your own will. I'm gonna toss you." So they're, but he was just, just trying to get away from her. She just coming at him.
Yep.
And because she
Rabbit
knew,
dog.
like, and that's the problem is a lot of times is in that, like, okay, say they didn't have that say they didn't have that elevator footage. The only reason why, like, okay, the coroner basically said it was a homicide back when they had the body in April. They ruled it as a homicide back in April. So why August? Oh, because they finally got the footage of her beating his ass in the elevator.
Right.
So if he would have yoked her up in any way, they wouldn't have investigated it no more. She'd have been in Hawaii kicking. You know what I'm saying? So basically, it's like, you know what I mean? Yeah, there's dudes out here that just walk in and just say meatloaf and just smack it one upside the head and all that other crazy stuff, right? But because of this thing in society where men do get abused, it's like, yo, your woman beating your ass? Yeah. Like, we as men, we clown other men for that. Right? Like, bro, you better do something. No, man, I can't do nothing, man, because if I put my hand, she gonna call the cops and they gonna come and arrest me, and then I'm gonna be charged as a woman beater. So I just gotta stay here and take this ass whipping. Right?
Here. I'm putting it in the chat now just to remind you. Sorry, I just to interrupt you for a second. I put it in the private chat so y'all can see the picture if you remember this, because I know we covered this at some point, Char, probably in the news channel, but I know we covered it. So just to remind people what we're talking about when I'm saying, she was covered in blood. She was covered in blood. I'm an innocent victim. Innocent victim, my miras, as Jamaicans would say.
You should have told me.
I remember looking out the window on the balcony. I remember seeing that. That's what I remember about her.
Yeah, she covered in blood and a titty out.
Right?
She was whipping. Yeah, she was whipping ass. She was in there. She was stabby. She, you know what I mean? Like, if the coroner basically said that this is a homicide, and she said she threw a knife in self. Okay, if he's 10 feet away from you and you threw a knife 10 feet away, and he's 10 feet away from you, that's not self-defense.
Exactly. Also, she had no marks on her, no blood on her except for his. She was fine. So, but she's defending herself from nothing. It's fine. The air was very scary.
She was practicing her John Wick.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, the picture I have.
You see her?
Yeah, got the little doggy there too. Like, mommy, are we going away? Are we going to be separated?
Oh yeah.
Kicking the dog.
That's when she stopped smiling. Was when they finally bound her, and she was you guys are gonna. Oh, this might be scary for me, right? This might be bad for me. But then as soon as she realized like she's cool. But apparently she was kissing the dog. Like there was a lot because we talked about it. When we talked about it, we were talking about her behavior because they were watching through the windows. She's in some 5-star hotel or whatever with these giant windows. They're like, this is not how someone would be behaving, and this wouldn't be their priorities if they had just killed their abusive boyfriend, like it's abnormal. But of course, women like her, even if she does get charged, I think it's going to be slap on the wrist time.
Let me see what this says. I just found this when I was looking.
Mm.
Uh-oh. Is there any audio? I don't see why it wouldn't be. Oh, it is.
Those screens
Oh.
on either side. How deep that 3 inches is doesn't sound strong, but it's certainly enough to kill. This homicide has gained some notoriety since the defendant, Clenny, is an internet social media personality and influencer under the name of Courtney Taylor. Evidence gathered during the investigation of Christian's death showed that since November of 2020, he and the defendant, Clenny, had been involved in an extremely tempestuous and combative relationship. As an example, it was learned that the security and building staff at the Miami apartment documented many incidents of loud arguments between the couple after they moved into the building in January 2022.
So, what is going on here? Is this a case of crazy coochie, or he needed some paperwork to stay in America?
Well, he had family already because he said his brothers and so forth and whatever, his family. No, it's crazy coochie.
Okay.
It's crazy coochie.
All right, just checking.
Dang.
Tenants as far as 2 floors above, in an apartment 2 floors above, were making complaints to security and building management about the noises and the ruckus. This problem had, in fact, had the building management moving toward evicting the couple from the building because of these many noise complaints. From the apartment elevator building, you will see that on February 21st, 2022 incident, a month after the couple moved into the building. So let's play that video if we could now. You look at either screen, you will now see the video.
She beating on the elevator.
I know.
It's all your fault. It's all your fault.
Pulled his cornrows.
Okay, don't be messing with our hair. We don't play that now.
Punched him in the back of the head.
Is she biting him? What the hell?
She probably tried to.
God. You want to go and go to sleep next to that?
Okay.
Oh, I'm going somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't going nowhere together. And no, thank you.
But he was in love.
Yeah,
There's
there's
something.
no. She can go to the room by herself.
Right?
I'm
You
going
can
somewhere else.
see, you'll draw your own conclusion, but it certainly appears that the defendant was aggressively attacking Christian.
Yeah, she's pretty aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Shard, that knife, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless your ass, right, is like Blade, you're not throwing a kitchen knife 10 feet and having it sink in somebody half
That
the
much.
width of the blade. You gotta stab somebody. That's a look at her little. He just mushed her ass just with one hand, and she flew in that elevator up against the wall, right? With a little bit of force. She was wailing and swinging and popping and doing all of that, right? And he was just waving her off with one arm and whatever, right? He trying to like, all right, let me get away from whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
If she could throw a knife 10 feet and have it stick 3 inches in his chest with that much accuracy, then she could have knocked him out in that elevator.
Yeah.
And she got
Right.
several clean hits.
Yep. Well, listen to what their friend said originally. We've seen her hit him, pal Ashley Vaughn claimed. I've never seen him hit her. According to the close friends Obum Selly, that's the victim, had recently moved to the area and was living with Clenny at the One Paraiso apartment building located in Edgewater, Miami. The trio, who identified themselves as close friends of the couple, alleged the social media model was the violent one in the rocky relationship. From what we personally experienced between the both of them, we believe that Christian wouldn't put her in a position where she would need to stab him to protect herself. We didn't think this is how far it would have gone. Even that we really lost Christian only, it feels like we lost Courtney at the same time, because they know that she really killed him, right? Like there's no question in their minds. Like they know for sure this was not self-defense. This was not, there's no question in their minds. You know, she was the volatile, violent one. She clearly is. I mean, she was sitting there beating up an elevator. Like that's someone who cannot control themselves or their temper, obviously. But then they went to arrest her. And what's funny about that is she then started saying, I'm gonna kill myself. And so they brought her to the hospital instead of to, like, you know, jail. And then, you know, they can't speak to her because she's on a baker's hold or whatever. And then, you know, from there she just got to go home.
Because once she said that he was abusive and she is self-defense, Florida has that automatic stand your ground law if you're white. Right? Because we remember the black woman that the dude kept beating her ass and she pulled out the gun and shot it in the air. She didn't aim it at him. She shot it in the air and they sent her to prison.
Exactly. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Char, if you could look at the last link that I sent, because I'm like, there's a bunch of pictures of her on the balcony.
Okay, I'll scroll down. Okay, so that's one there. Let's see.
Because then you can see her trying to kiss the dog and stuff too on the balcony. It's like, dude,
in the mouth.
Yeah.
What?
In the mouth.
In the mouth.
Real talk. Is that? I think that's where she's on the balcony, right?
Yeah, the doggy like, are we gonna separate, mommy?
Mm-hmm.
In the mouth.
Oh, my doggy! I need to pet him. He's worried. He's gonna be alone, guys. I love my dog.
Nobody decided to tuck a titty in or something.
Nope. She didn't. Look, that's where her concern is. To kiss her dog. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she kissing the dog.
That's evidence.
Yeah.
She kissing the dog.
All that blood on her, that is just, there's no way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Hey, that's hey. They talking about monkeypox. Motherfucker might got that dog pox.
Mm-hmm.
In the mouth.
Yeah. Right. And then Char, if you could go back up to the little video clip, it's like 10 seconds, not even, but it's of her on the balcony. So you can watch what she's doing on the balcony in that condition, in that position.
It's not this one, is it?
I think it's this one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's this one. Look, she's just whining. It's basically like she doesn't look traumatized. She doesn't look sad. She doesn't look hurt, right? She just looks like white girl tears, like Karen, right? Like, and then anyway, and like, I have to get more comfortable. This is uncomfortable. Like, I have time to care about how comfortable I am right now, right? Like, no, like seriously.
I was gonna do a live stream in a couple of hours, and this is inconveniencing me. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, I told you he fell into the knife. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Like, this is a little tight on my wrist. Like, can't you just like loosen it and then like put my hands in front of me and then just like take it off? Like, I'm not gonna hurt anyone. I'm not a violent person, right? Like,
all that blood, she could probably slip those cuffs right off. All that slippery blood on her. She just sitting in that blood like it's suntan lotion or something. Just ugh.
Now you see why Will Smith and Men in Black shot the little white girl around the aliens. See, remember Men in Black? He said, why did you shoot the little girl? He was like, why does she has a chemistry book? Like, she's just sitting here all happy around all of these crazy looking creatures. It just don't seem right to me.
Wow.
Truth. You know, I will say this because multiple calls had gone into the police. The police have showed up to their place multiple times for domestic disputes. Okay, whether you're the man or the woman, even if no physical violence has happened yet in your relationship, because you can just go from the really volatile arguing that gets police called on you all the time to this end result. If that's the situation y'all are in where you cannot communicate, you cannot conflict resolve, you cannot control your tempers, so on and so forth, y'all don't need to be there. I seek counseling, personal and relationship, if you're invested in staying together, maybe because you have kids or something, right? But like, don't just sit there and keep letting it escalate, because it's gonna escalate, and the escalation eventually is gonna get to where one person dies and the other one's arrested. You know what I mean? Like,
You know what, Ruby?
mhm.
You're speaking logic and sense, and I'm saying this on a man's perspective, right?
Mhm.
With this case right here, I'm not a female. I'm talking about a man's perspective. I've seen plenty of dudes in these situations, and I know what the problem is, Ruby.
What?
That coochie is good. That crazy coochie is good, Ruby.
I
I'm
knew you were
telling
gonna
you.
say that.
It's good. They can't leave it go. It's like crack. It's like crack. That crazy coochie is
You know
good.
what?
It's good. They just lose their mind. She up there sucking the soul out of his body, doing all types of Sodom and Gomorrah and Babylonian stuff. She's twerking on a handstand and all of that. Look, he's sitting up there getting his ass beat.
Mm-hmm.
See, men do some dumbass stuff over some coochie.
No, that is true. That is true. I agree with you. I agree with you. Yeah, no, if she wasn't beautiful, if she wasn't stacked and beautiful, then he wouldn't be in this unfortunate situation, right? That's true. That's true. But again, that's why I'm saying, I'm like, sometimes you have to evaluate and recognize when you are really, really at risk. Not when this is just annoying and uncomfortable, but when you're really at risk. Like if the police are constantly being called, right? Because you're screaming at a 5-star hotel with all of that insulation and soundproofing, is so bad, right? That the police get called on you. Right? Like that is when you got to realize, and it's constant. It's all the time, right? Where, dude, she's so violently angry. She's trying to break elevators every other day. And you can tell when someone just popped off because they have these few pressure points. And when it's unreasonable, like she wasn't just blindly trying to hit him in the elevator, right? She was aiming. She was looking like, oh, where can I hurt him? Oh, back of the head. That's gonna really injure his brain. Let me go for that. Like that. She was trying to actually injure him. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, she was. And Ruby, here's the other thing, right? And then in those, even with the coochie, then there's the other problem, right? She knows she white, he black, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, first of all, because in society, we do these big extremes with everything, right? We don't give them. We don't care enough, and we care too much. Like we don't never find that equal balance. You know what I'm saying? So in this day and age, right? If you're a man, if you get accused of anything, right, it's a rap for you. And the prettier the woman is, the more believability it is. Right? Now, then you throw that layer on it, then you throw the other dynamic, right? He black, she white, and she pretty. So when those cops in Miami show up, they already mad this nigga is with this white snow bunny.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You get what you get. And she probably told him, ain't nobody gonna believe you. I just tell him you tried to rape me and beat me up and then even if he proves it's not true, the damage has already been done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because he can't come back. Shit, you just look at Johnny Depp spend millions of dollars to clear his name.
I don't know about the Johnny Depp case now, because people are withdrawing their support from him again, because now the sealed documents from the court case got unsealed and leaked, and then apparently there's some proof there against Johnny. So then the stars are like, I don't want to be shown supporting Johnny if it was mutual combat, and they've withdrawn their support again. So I don't know.
Yeah, but that's 'cause, what I mean. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's stuff on her end or whatever. But she cut the man's hand off for no reason, fingers off for no reason. She's just crazy. You know what I mean? But she beat up a sister. She's beating up everybody else. You know what I mean? They even showed she attacked this woman that was looking at some guy that she might have been talking to or talking to him, and she cut up her dress in front of everybody with a opener, with a thing opener or whatever. Like, but those are just whatever. So now, but even if you do prove it or whatever, it's the fact of the matter is, in the way men judge other men in society, well, you shouldn't have got yourself in that situation. That's your fault. You know what I mean? Like that's how it is. So that's also a factor, right? Like it's like 3 layers. Like, and I'm not saying that the whole thing is not without warrant, because before, we all know the whole Ike, it was Ike Turner season. You know what I mean? It was the other extreme, right? But we can't, like, when is the pendulum just going to be in the right place where it's not too many extremes? Like it's you know what I mean? Like if she was any other woman, like if she was a black woman or maybe a Latino woman, she going to jail. But she white or Asian? Nah, she no. She been out for 4 months. No. And the only reason, let's say the coroner says it's inconclusive how he died, right? She be still free. But because the coroner said it's a homicide, then they had to go get the other evidence. Why didn't you get this video evidence before?
Yeah, they weren't looking for nothing. So
no.
Yeah. And
but they
maybe,
don't though. I mean, the problem is, right? Especially if you're a black man, because now we're talking about the criminal justice system. So if you're a black man, they will convict a black man of a crime that they actually have irrefutable evidence he didn't do it, right? So, because I've heard these stories, and I don't mean before DNA testing, I mean since DNA testing, so they can definitely test, the specimens on the victim. They can prove that those specimens don't come from any of her friends, family, whatever, don't come from the guy they're accusing of this crime. Present that information even to the jury and say, well, just because his DNA isn't there and someone else's is there doesn't mean he didn't do the crime. And people go, that's true. He is a big black man and they are violent. And that's it. Right. So the problem is, a lot in these types of situations, if you are a black man, you already have 2 out of 3 steps against you, like where you're already 2 out of 3 steps into the jail cell before you've ever been accused of a crime. Just accused of a crime. Forget if you've done something wrong. Then you want to set yourself up. So now you're going to set yourself up, because even though it's wrong and it shouldn't happen and blah, 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 right? A lot of people want to focus on black women hating on black men who date white women, right? But guess what? There's no danger to you because of that. When I say there's no danger, I mean the danger is in the system and in the cops and the majority society having a problem with your relationship. It does not matter if the minority, weakest part of society has an issue with you as a black man dating a white girl. The issue is when the dominant society has an issue with you as a black man dating a white girl, because then that's already 1 step against you. As soon as anything happens between y'all, she's mad at you, whatever it is, she can call the cops and say, I'm dating a black man and he hit me. And they could show up, see you bloody, bruised, sliced open 15 different places, right? And see her, not a scratch or mark on her, and still arrest you because, well, big black man, you scary and violent.
like,
right?
I give you, like, remember the Ray Rice thing, right? His fiance at the time was beating on him in the casino. They kicked him out of the casino. They in the elevator. She taller than him. He was backpedaling. She kept hitting on him, right? So he chin checked. He gave her a chin check and moved out the way. She hit her head on the thing. He dragged out the elevator, right? Now, he lost his whole career. He came clean, like, yo, he was beating on me. I was defending myself. The NFL said, okay, cool. But they made a big stink about it, so he lost everything. and he defended himself, so he couldn't get beat up, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying is like, it's damned if you don't. The best thing you can do, fellas, is no matter how good the cooch is, get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say this, Ruby. I'm gonna say this. I done seen some dudes, and I'm like, why you with this crazy chick? She don't even look that good. And I say, oh, the coochie gotta be good. She gotta be crazy. Crazy coochie is good. It don't matter how you look. If you crazy, it's like the universe has this crazy balance of pettiness. I'm gonna give this crazy woman good coochie, great coochie. Yes, yes. Right? Set them float on the earth. like, woo. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But see, no, for the record, ladies, I'm going to speak to the ladies now because there's no point in talking to men, right? And talk to the ladies. Ladies, listen. Our actual coochie itself, okay? You're not born inherently with a better one or a worse one. That is not actually what makes the coochie better or worse, right? It first of all has to do with his inherent level of excitement, exhilaration, like in and of itself, fear in your brain and in your body chemistry registers exactly the same way that sexual arousal does, right? Now, a crazy person who's making you furious and terrified, right, and then all of a sudden turns into sex mode is actually going to make him feel like super extra aroused and is going to make the payoff that much bigger, first of all. Second of all, it's enthusiasm and interest, okay? Crazy chicks are often very enthusiastic and very interested and very invested in their sexual exploits because honestly, they're just always at 111 no matter what they're doing. So if you are thinking to yourself, damn, well, I'm only average or whatever, I don't get to be a hot chick. And so, no, you can just be super invested, super, whatever, and also engage your man in stuff that gets his adrenaline pumping. And then as soon as you get a second, ravage him. Trust me, it's going to come off the same. I promise.
Well, okay. I'm going to have to agree with DeAndre on this one. The mind is telling me no, but her body telling me yes. And that's what happens.
No, you're right. That is what happens. It's what happens. But hey, guess what? All of them pretty girls who are really gorgeous, but then just lie there like starfish.
Yeah.
Right? Those are not the ones who the guy will keep coming back for the horrible behavior. Right? Nope. That's what I'm saying. It's got to be good. Right? So there is another element in there. That's all I'm saying. That's all.
I'm telling you. Dudes get caught all the time having kids, but I'm like, nigga, you got caught with that? Hey man, that 5 o'clock in the morning knife beater, man. She be sucking the soul out your body and give you $40 for gas money.
There you go. See, I'm telling you, there's other elements.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And cook you a meal in the morning.
Right? And it's good.
I want to thank you guys and also apologize. Sorry for the technical difficulties, and hopefully I'm going to try one more time next week. If it happens again, then I know I'm being punked and I'm gone. I see y'all at the end of the year or something. But anyway, I hope you enjoy what you could enjoy. Thank you for your participation. I do appreciate it. The like, share, and all that good stuff. All that's important. Please be safe out there. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and hope to see you soon. And until we meet again, peace.
Cheers, y'all.
Peace out, family.